All right, Captain Adam here, Reel to Reel Outdoors. Look, quick one. The tools that I like to have on my boat. So pretty much never leave home without them. One thing that I've kind of added to my routine in the last couple of years are these little flashlights. These ones are all rechargeable. These are from Phoenix. Love this one, a PD25 rechargeable flashlight. Super bright. We glow things up with it. You can use it to see your boards in the morning. All of those sorts of things. Nice to have. Always in my pocket. As you get older, you can't see anything. You'll always have a flashlight in your pocket. Couple things I think people forget about. One, a pair of leather gloves. If you've ever bound up a downrigger or had a downrigger go out and had to pull up by hand, gloves are absolutely essential for that. If you get tangled up wire or anything like that, gloves, good idea. Also, these are from Williamson, but they're double leverage cutters. If you got to cut a rigger cable in a hurry, if you snag the bottom, something like that, this will easily snap that off. If you need to cut a hook off, if a hook gets in someone, you got to cut the barb off so you can get it back out, something like that. Double leverage pliers are a must, I think, on a boat. Pretty standard, normal things. I mean, always going to have a pair of needle nose pliers, some sort of pliers. These actually have crimps in them as well, cutters in the center. If you have one pair, you better have two, because I don't know if you've ever thrown your pliers overboard at the beginning of your trip, but it's really miserable trying to take hooks out of fish with scissors, and I've done that before. So always have a couple pairs. We probably have 5 or 6 pairs on the boat all the time. Two things I don't think a lot of people have on their boat, but are really handy. These are split ring pliers. They're not very expensive, but if you've ever had to change out a hook or change out a split ring, these are absolutely make your life simple if you have these. So we have a couple pairs of these on the boat always. And then we also keep a line counter on the boat. This is a clamp-on one. This is from Rapala. Almost all this stuff you can get right on Rapala.com. Also, Captain Chuck's probably has a lot of these things. These are really nice. If you ever break off a copper and you want to know how much is left, you can check it with this. If you ever need to re-spool a copper on the water, you can do it with one of these. If you don't have one of these, you can't do it without a line machine. So definitely makes your life much easier. Couple more things that I like to have is 2 different kinds of pliers. These are kind of like line pliers, really small. Amazing if you're cutting braid. If you're trying to tie a knot that requires a clean cut on braid, you really need a knife or a really sharp pair of scissors. And then we also will have like a pair of kitchen shears as well. We'll use this to cut our cut bait. If your cut bait's too small, you can actually just kind of flay a little bit off with these. These are really handy to have on the boat. I'd always have a couple of pairs of those. Screwdrivers. I mean, you should always have a toolkit. I feel like you really do. If your motor goes down and you have no tools, you're really stuck. But you really need to have screwdrivers, and we always have one Phillips and one standard mainly for adjusting downriggers, or excuse me, divers, or for adjusting something on a reel, something like that. So, and we just use the cheap ones. If they get dropped overboard, it's not a big deal. Keep them dry and they won't rust on you. If they do rust, you can wipe them down or just go get another cheap pair from Harbor Freight or wherever you get your stuff from. Most important tool, at least if you're a tournament guy, is to have a scale. This is also a boga grip. This one's from Rapala as well. I do like these. A great way to hold up a fish. It's good for pictures. But this is the truth mechanism here. So if you have a fish and you think it weighs 22 pounds, it can weigh 22 pounds, but if you weigh it, it's going to weigh whatever the scale says. It's probably going to be 18. So, but you can't claim that a fish is over 30 unless you weigh it on a scale. At least that's my take on that. So, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not good, but these are handy, especially with the boga grip for holding the fish. So if you got any plier or any kind of tools that you definitely think you should have on a boat, drop a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and you'll get a reminder every time I post a new video. Hope to see you guys again. Oh, and best tool on any boat. I
was just going to say, guys, if you cannot remember all the stuff he just rolled by you, always fish with a big tool. Adam's my favorite tool to fish with. I don't leave home without them.
Yeah. They don't call him Captain Rich for nothing. All right, we'll see you guys again soon.